I ain't mad at you. You know,
Welcome. It is Sunday morning, a glorious football day. You're now rocking with the best. It's the Fire Nice Experience Football Talk. I'm your esteemed host, Coach.
what's up, sir? Little something was needed. Little something was needed.
Absolutely. I'm flanked by the world's greatest. I like to call him Fresh Five. Man, you
Yes,
all know
sir.
and love. How we feeling this morning, bro?
I'm feeling damn good, man. I'm feeling damn good. As you look outside, it's raining. Like it's gonna be inclement weather in a couple of places.
Absolutely.
Like it may or may not affect some teams. That's why the games aren't played on paper; they're played on grass and on turf. So I am very anxious to see how all of these games shake out today, and we got some doozies. Let's go.
Absolutely. So without further ado, let's dive into it, man. How about what you think? Let's dive right into it. Before I go out, I got my commemorative Sean Taylor hoodie on. Shout out to the great. We're still within that week period where he passed away. My opinion, the greatest safety ever. That's just my opinion. You don't have to like it, but you watching me, so that's my opinion. And there you have it. Short lived,
Okay.
but probably the most impactful player, from a defensive standpoint. He was a turnover magnet, big play machine, feared, instinctive, smart, God given physical tools, my guy. Shout out Sean Taylor, man. Going too soon. We got some interesting matchups in this week 13 in the NFL world. Let's start off with a couple of games. We'll start off with the 1 o'clock tilt. Uh, okay, well let's dive right into it. Later on in the show, we'll go over some inactives that may change a few things, may change your picks and things of that nature. We like to try to give that up to the hour because a lot more of the questionables, inactives, and things of that nature come out closer to the 12 o'clock hour. So with that being said, the first game on the 1 o'clock tilt, we got the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans. Indianapolis opens at -1, and the line is 42 and a half.
Um, my stomach, my gut off top is telling me that this will be low scoring. I'm not sure what the weather will be, but I think the weather is inclement in a couple of different places. I'm thinking that will be one of them. Outside in Tennessee, I'm not liking what Tennessee can do outside of Derrick Henry today in the inclement weather if they have some. I'm liking what the Colts is doing. I've always been a mustache Gardner Minshew fan, so I'm going with Gardner Minshew and the Colts to pull out another mucky looking victory, but it's going to be a professional effort from the Indianapolis Colts. And yes, I am saying it with my chest. I am coming through and giving the Indianapolis Colts the victory today over the Tennessee Titans. It's going to be a low scoring interdivisional game, though. It's going to be mucky. points to be at a premium, but I like what the stash can do over Will Levis right now in Will Levis's career right now. Give me the Indianapolis Colts 20, Tennessee Titans 13.
I'm gonna go with the
And
Colts as well. I'm gonna go with the Colts in a scraper, uh, 3 to 4 point game, maybe. Actually, I'm gonna go close. I'm gonna even go closer to the line. I'm gonna go 3 points. I'm gonna go 21-20 Indianapolis. Give me 21-20 Indianapolis in a very close game. But I mean, I don't. I wouldn't be surprised if Will Levis catches fire in this game and Tennessee wins. I just don't want to. I just don't want to pick Tennessee. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Colts, and we'll go there. I think give me the Colts in a narrow one. Give me a Colts in a narrow one. Next
okay.
game on a 1 o'clock tilt, we got the LA Chargers traveling to New England to play the New England Hoodies, aka the Patriots.
Mm.
We have Los Angeles Chargers open as a -5, and New England, even though at home the line is 38.5.
Um,
Talk to me.
ew, ew. I just want to say ew. Uh,
That's it. Just ill.
ew. Uh, those can't be two of the more hotter head coaching seats in the league than the San Diego Chargers head coach Brandon Staley, and dare I say it, the New England Patriots led Bill Belichick. Those are not two of the hotter seats in the NFL
Oh
today.
yeah,
From what rumors,
that
what
thing was
I've been
scorching
hearing.
hot.
Oh my God, they are sitting on coals, man. They're sitting on coals. From rumors that I've been
Nah,
hearing,
they in
from
hell. They in hell.
yeah, you know what? They got to be brought back out of hell. And Brandon Staley, from the rumors I've been hearing today, if he doesn't go in there and get a victory, it is rumored that he may not make the trip back to San Diego. So
You gonna leave that man there?
yeah, so from what I'm hearing, rumors allegedly that his seat is so hot that today, allegedly, that today is a camel, straw breaking moment for Brandon Staley. And on the other side of the field, dare I say, things have gotten so bad, and we always been looking around like, can things get any worse? Can things get any worse? Yes, it seems like Bill Belichick keeps finding new lows. As bad as things have looked with McCorkle Jones, yes, they have saw and sunken to an even lower low with this Bailey Zappi kid, and it's just unfair to the NFL fans to watch this bullshit that they putting up in New England. And like I'm saying, I'm not understanding. Ew. That's what's ew. I
That's
would
all you
say
got?
this.
Just ill?
I would say this. I would say this. Give me the Chargers today. I don't know if they cover, but give me the Chargers today because I actually think that seat might be hotter. So I think the urgency today for Brandon Staley is just a little bit tab more of the urgency. So give me San Diego 28, but I actually think this might be a little bit closer than people think. New England plays tough and close. I don't know how, but they only come up with 24 points in a real ill game. But you ain't got to argue me either way, man. And these are two of the hottest seats that you can find in the NFL, dog. Talk to me.
Well, I'll say this. We know what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna pick the Chargers. I'm not about to pick the Chargers here. I'm gonna go with the hoodie. I'm gonna go with the hoodie by 3.
Okay. Okay. Is there any particular reason, or are you just saying you're not picking the Chargers?
That's the reason.
Oh,
That's the reason.
fair
When
enough.
have the Chargers? When have the Chargers done anything good for you?
What? I'm not the one picking them all the time. I wasn't the one picking them all the time. I was the one pushing back. So you coming around. I can say coming around. You seeing it, sort of, kind of how I've been seeing it. it's nothing. That's not odd. I'm just like, oh, okay, well, you're now actually at the point like, well, I can't just pick them just because I can't pick them. Oh, okay, cool. I've been at that point. Now you're at that point. I just can't pick them. I can't trust them. God.
I'm trying to conjure up a score here that I think the Patriots win by. Well, I guess it's more or less what can the Patriots get to that I feel safe? 16-14, New England.
Mm.
16-14. In the next game in the 1 o'clock tilt, we got Detroit traveling to New Orleans to play the Saints. Detroit opens a -4. The New Orleans Saints are at home, but the line is 47.5. Talk to me.
Um, I think the Lions are right where they should be. I think they may have dropped a game that they probably shouldn't. I think they may have won a game that they probably shouldn't. So I think they're right where they should be. Uh, I didn't pick them to be the divisional champ, but I thought they would be right there in the mix, like they are, and the team that I picked just hasn't been holding up there into the bargain. Today, when they go into New Orleans, I'm looking for New Orleans to just not lay down, but to not give a professional effort. I'm actually looking for probably a huge amount of turnovers, a huge amount of penalties, a huge amount of miscues and mistakes on the behalf of New Orleans, because it seems like that's what that outfit has been putting out. They have a lot of talent that just don't add up to the sum. You're like, man, these guys individually on paper can really play or look like they should be able to play, but collectively it just doesn't add up. On the other side of the ball, man, I've been touting the Lions for a long time now as the most complete team that I've seen, in my opinion, throughout the whole NFL. And today I think they go into New Orleans and really kind of put the hammer down. We're gonna get the hammers out for Detroit.
Oh wow, we got the hammer watch already.
I think we got the hammer out already, man, because I think they are a team that has been jumping into and playing a lot of games and getting. I think they are ready for this moment. Like I've been saying, they are a
Okay,
complete
okay,
team. I
okay.
think they have been building to this moment, and I think today a lot of things get shown. A lot of people have shown up. There have others that haven't. I think everything comes together today. Them being on the road against everybody, in a fair environment to what they're used to. I think they go in there and slaughter the New Orleans Saints to the tune of 35-10. I think it's some domination. Get the hammers
I
out.
got the same winner. Slightly different scenario. This is a lot tougher than the Lions bargained for. They go into New Orleans and they eke out a win 24-20. They get out of there with a win. Don't matter how you get out of there, as long as you get out of there with a win. I got them only winning 24-20 in a close one, a very close one. Next game, 1 o'clock tilt, we got the Atlanta Falcons traveling to the Met to play the New York Jets. The Falcons open a -2 with the line 33.5.
I think this is one of the places where it's going to be rainy. Points were already going to be at a premium. Atlanta, I don't think they will travel well with whatever situation and that what comes with that. I don't think that is a team that is ready to go into MetLife Stadium and put up a whole bunch of points. On the other side of the ball, man, I do not understand how you are a worse college quarterback than you are NFL quarterback. And I'm saying that in the one Tim Boyle of the New York Jets. I do not understand how you got picked. I do not understand how you got into someone's camp. I do not understand how you got onto someone's roster with being that putrid in college. I don't understand it, man. You was terrible in college. I mean, like, and I think you were drafted. Like, you were drafted over
How
people
does this
like
how does
Bryce.
this happen?
How does this happen, man? That just confirms to me, man, that there are a lot of people out here throwing, spaghetti at the wall and hope it sticks when it comes to draft picks. And I'm just gonna go on a little tangent right here because it connects to what I always said was the cattle call of the NFL draft combine. When you come out there and you have all these people, you run all these drills, that's fine. But what I always start to in my head is to have the combine, it always put an asterisk, it always put some insurance on these picks that these general managers or these personnel people draft. When you fail, you can say, well, oh, this guy ran a 4.84 in the cones. He was 6'5" in this. He had all the measurables, so he shouldn't have failed. So my pick didn't fail. The guy I picked failed. And what I say is, no, that is totally fucking false. You play all these goddamn games to say, is this guy good? Is this guy average? Or does this guy fucking suck? You look at the guy and say, oh, he went to a sucky ass school. He put up sucky ass records. He's a sucky ass player. How the fuck or why the fuck do we ever even take a chance on bringing this guy in? He's going to suck. For some reason, in the NFL, they look at people's potential. Oh, well, we can fix that suck. I'm like, why the fuck would you want to fix his suck when there's enough people out here who exerted enough stats and you've seen enough talent? You ain't got to go pick a guy this fucking sorry. They do it all the fucking time. They do it all the fucking time. And I don't know, whoever makes the choices for these teams, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I think it has a lot to do with ego. And that's what a lot that has to do with teams stinking over and over and over and over and over again. This is not by coincidence. You keep picking guys like Tim fucking Boyle or Zach Wilson, your team is gonna stink for fucking ever. This is what I don't understand. So with that being said, man, give me the Falcons. I don't like what they got going on in New Jersey, man. Give me the fucking Falcons. 16-6. Ugly. I think a fumble gets taken back. I think somebody starts throwing snowballs. I think it just gets stupid up there because I don't like what they got going on with the Jets as an organization. 16-6, the Falcons.
You got a coin on you?
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. I have a fucking coin on me, dog.
I'm gonna go coin flip on this one, only because of two reasons. Um, I do love the Jets defense, and I'm a believer that the Falcons offense isn't that great. But I don't like the Jets offense. Again, I don't like the weakness versus weakness. So this is kind of one of those where I don't really care. Give me a coin flip. Heads is the home team, the Jets. Tails is the Falcons.
Well, like you said, heads is who?
Heads is the home team, the Jets.
Flip, turnover. You got tails. The
Well, I guess I got to
Falcons.
go with the Falcons. Give me a big day from B. John. Looks like he actually, I think they might have uh uh uh, uh woke him out of hibernation. Give me a big game from B. John. I got the Falcons mustering up. I'm gonna say 20, 20-13 Atlanta. Another 1 o'clock tilt. We got the Cardinals traveling to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. The line is 41.5 with the Steelers opening as a -6.5. That's pretty big for this, looking at this particular game. I'm not going to waste time here. Give me Pittsburgh. Give me Pittsburgh. I'm going to go Pittsburgh 24 to 24, maybe 13, 24-13 Pittsburgh. Couple big
Um,
plays. You don't get some big plays off. They're gonna get some big plays off on the Cardinals today.
I don't think this is a game that the Cardinals are fair well in. They're traveling across country. It's a 1 o'clock game. I think it's going
Never
to,
good. Never
I
ever
think
good.
I think it's going to be inclement weather. They're going to be outside. I'm not saying they're outdoor team. I mean, indoor team, but because it's going to be raining on both sides of the field. But when the game is mucked up and it's a slower track, that slows down one of my favorite, if not my favorite, football players, which is Kyler Murray. And one thing that is significant to the success of the Arizona Cardinals is the feet of Kyler Murray. I think today with a slow track, I think he gets slowed down a bit. I think this is a ripe game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is just another Sunday for the Pittsburgh fighting Mike Tomlins to come out and show you that we will beat you with you outgaining us, with you out almost scoring us, with you out everything us, but we will just out Mike Tomlin you and win the game something to the tune of 17 to 15.
Gee.
17 to 15, man. I don't think the Steelers are covered, dog. I don't think they cover. I don't
Okay.
think they cover.
So in the next game, we got the Miami Dolphins traveling to the nation's capital to play the Commanders. The Miami Dolphins open at a 8.5, minus 8.5, with the line 49.5.
Hmm. Hmm. You
I'll
got
take this one.
okay.
I'll take
Okay.
this one. A lot of turmoil going on in Washington. I'm not sure whether we want to win this game or whether we want to lose. Do we have a choice of winning? I don't know because the record typically says that Miami does very well against teams with losing records. I think that continues here. Is it going to be one of those 70-point explosions with the way that the Washington Commanders have been giving up big plays on defense? They made changes last week from defensive coordinator position. They got rid of the defensive backs coach. So what that tells me is there's going to be a lot of vanilla coverage. There's going to be a lot of possible zone coverage. Um, so communication is going to be key. This group has not been great communicating all year. I think Miami wins this one big. I think Miami puts up a robust. I mean, Washington's been giving up 30 points on a regular. It does. It continues here. Miami puts up 38. Washington musters up 21. Miami wins 38-21.
Well, I think one of the more muddier tracks might be down in FedEx Stadium. Uh, I'm not sure about my Super Bowl picks ability to travel and play and show up on a muddier track. They are the Miami Dolphins 4x100 track team. I will give them that. But the muddy surface kind of evens things out for everybody. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. The games aren't played on paper. I don't know
Well,
how
that
it
evens it
will.
out for everybody. I'm still slower than you.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I
I'm
don't, but
still slower than you. You
I
may not
don't
be
know.
as precision, but I'm still slower than you. So
Right, still slower than me, but I'm not sure if we will have the explosions like they are necessarily capable of, just because it may be possibly a muddier track. So the 38 points I'm looking at, that's a possibility, but I'm looking at something lower
a
in
lot lower than that. Okay, so the
yeah,
weather, the weather, the weather is going to play a part in that thing being a lot
I,
slower.
I
Okay,
think so. I think so myself. I think Miami at least ten more points difference. Matter of fact, I think they don't even. I think they get 27. I think they get a couple field
okay.
goals, and then they get 27. But I think with everything that's going on in Washington, man, I think that's just too much for them to overcome and show up and to win a game today. I think they will find a spot and a moment in this game today that they will rally around each other, and I think they will put forth an effort, but I don't think it's enough. And I think they will only muster up about 21 points. And I think they lose 21-27 to Miami Dolphins today.
This is an interesting one here, man. We alluded to this one Tuesday night during the big show. You know, this 1 o'clock till here involves a hell of a streaking team, and the other team is the story of the season. The Denver Broncos traveling to Houston to play young CJ Stroud and those Texans. The line is 47.5. The Texans open -3.
Mm,
Oh, this is gonna be a good. This is gonna be a good one. I think this is gonna be a good one, and I'll tell you why. The resurgent Broncos, they are streaking. They're playing with purpose, and they're looking at the playoffs. Oddly enough, they are
yes, they
looking
are.
at the playoffs, and so are the Texans. Both teams
Yes.
sit at 6-5. This is a crucial game. Somebody listen. Houston Texans played in a barn burner game last week. I think they get the better end of the deal this week. I think they
Mm,
emerged victorious over the Sean Payton led Denver Broncos. And I think it's a close one. I think they win this game to the tune of 31-28.
mm,
Houston, book it. 31-28. Young CJ Stroud gets busy today. I think we may see a 450-yard passing day, as this
mm-hmm.
is the day that he may very well jump back into the top three in the league in passing yardage, because you got the two league leaders playing in Washington, but I think he jumps back into the top five with a performance here. I think he has to be careful with the football, though. That's the biggest
Mm,
thing for CJ.
yes.
Continue to be careful with the football. Keep your team in the game and be the magician that you are and pull it out in the end. You're at home. You can't lose two straight at home in this crucial juncture. You got to win this game. I'm going to put this one on CJ Stroud's shoulders. CJ, bring him home. 31-28.
Man, I know this was my way too early, or one of my way too early picks as a game of the day, and I'm still looking at it even with even more thirst in my mouth, like bring it on. As I've been firmly documenting these last few weeks, I have been firmly behind the Sean Payton, Russell Wilson led Broncos. I have been picking them to knock off the Chiefs, and I have picked them to knock off, it escapes me now, but whoever they knocked off last week with my Buffalo, with my chest out in high profile games. With my chest up because I have been liking what I've been seeing, and I wish I could, and I should have brought up. It was too hot as I said, man. Russ is back, and he don't have to cook, but it's showing me like I can throw him a steak or two, and he gonna make that thing right. He's back to running around and throwing some seeds to Cortland Sutton and that receiving core out there, man. I'm like, that's Russ, and he's back. But one other team that I've been just as high on this season has been the CJ Stroud led, the DeMarco Ryans led, surprising the hell out of everybody. Houston Texans. They have been putting up a valiant effort this season, man. I cannot front on what I've been seeing out of them. And one person I've been giving a whole lot of credit to is the Ohio State professional Houston Texans quarterback, CJ Stroud. Man, I've been loving what I've been seeing with him. Maybe just a two bit, that's a little bit much turnovers for me, but I'm loving what I'm seeing with him throwing these fucking passes. He can motherfucking sling it. That motherfucker can spin that pill, man. I'm liking what he's seeing. His receiving core is young, so they can all grow together. His receiving core was virtually nameless, which showed me that
Oh, he
CJ
named him.
Stroud.
Oh, he got him named.
Exact. This is what I'm saying. It was virtually nameless until someone like C.J. Stroud said, "Oh, all y'all gotta do is this, and I'm gonna hit you." And that's what I see as the prerequisite, number one skill you need to have as a quarterback. You need to hit these motherfuckers when they open, and they be open. And as you see, when they open, he hit them, and you're like, "Oh, I can hit you a little bit when you're not open." Oh, you're looking good out there.
Trust
With
factor. He
that,
started to build that bond.
exactly. So I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Texans today. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of the Broncos today. But give me Houston bouncing back and getting off the mat and winning a very close one. I think it's going to be back and forth. I think it's going to be the game of the day. But I think Houston,
Ooh.
I think it's going to be the game
Ooh.
of the day early. But
Ooh.
I think Houston pulls it out to the tune of 33-31 on a late field goal, on a late drive where CJ Stroud brings them down. And I just think it's one of those back and forth games when they had the ball last.
Okay. All right. I can dig it. I can dig it. I can dig it. So listen, here's a game. Here's a spot where let's not spend too much time on this one here. Okay. There's only three. There's only three 4 o'clock tilts today. One of them is absolutely putrid. Carolina travels to Tampa Bay. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. Tampa Bay opens as -3. Their line is 36 and a half. I'm just going to take the home team on this one. Give me the Bucks. They're very impressive against the spread, though. So, with that being said, I think the Bucks dog the Panthers today. I think they dog them. I think they dog them. Now, listen, two bad teams, somebody got to get dogged. Baker Mayfield has one of those games where, they look at him and they say, oh, wow, there it is. But no, folks, it just, the dog shines on it. I mean, the sun shines on the dog's ass every now and then. So with that being said, give me the Buccaneers. In what would be considered a runaway in this game, but not really. I'm going 20. I'm going 20 to 13. I mean, that's a big win. They cover the spread. Give me 20 to 10. Give me 20 to 10. Buccaneers.
Yeah, man. You ain't gotta argue me down on either way, man. But I'm really feeling in my gut that the Bucks pull this one out pretty solidly. It ain't much to say here, man. I'm not liking what I'm seeing out of either team. It's time, it's been time for Baker to turn back into the pumpkin he's been that ever since Halloween. I have not liked anything, and I've tried to get on the Carolina's bandwagon. It was time for me to get off of that before I got run over by it. Give me Tampa Bay 24 3
Okay.
3 Tampa Bay.
Well, how about this game? How about this one? How about this one, bro? I think that this one is a good one. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Cleveland Browns travel to Los Angeles to play the Rams. Now, the line is 39 and a half. The Rams open -3.5. You know what I'm going to do? Both these teams have been good to me majority of the year, right? Despite the Rams record, they've been good to me. They've lost when they were supposed to lose. They've won when I've picked them to win. I think they've only gotten me maybe 2 weeks out of the season. The Browns have been good to me up until I think was it last week. It's been very, 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 very good to me. So this is a hard one for me personally to pick. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to take the Rams in a squeaker. 28-27. 28-20. They squeaked this one out, and they severely damaged the Cleveland Browns playoff hopes. Because at 7-4, the Browns absolutely have to have this game. They have to have this game. You would think that the Browns would come out and that defense would simply shut the Rams down. But as we saw last week, that Rams offense can be problematic when it's humming. And it's humming. And unfortunately, it keeps going today. It keeps going today. Give me the Rams today. I'm going to keep a close eye on this game. I'll have this game on, watching out the corner of my eye while the next game is going on. Because the next game, we all know that is the attraction of the day.
Man, it boggles my mind how many quarterbacks can get retreaded and rethrown and pulled off the scrap heap. When I've seen that University of Delaware's own Joe Flacco is starting for the Cleveland Browns after being literally pulled off the scrap heap, signed to the practice squad, and now he's starting for the Browns. To me, myself, no, this is not a Cinderella story made and written for Disney. This is not happening today. This is not happening for the Cleveland Browns today. Joe Flacco is not Kurt Warner, and he is not down with the Disney fam. Joe Flacco is more of Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. This is not that kind of story today for you, Cleveland. Even though your defense, and I think Myles Garrett, actually, I think he may even be hurt today, if not significantly compromised. So, with that being said, one of the guys who I've been saying it all year long, Puka Nakua or Pua Nakua, Cooper Cup, and Matt Stafford, they will be slinging that ball around today. They will be home. They will be comfortable, and I think will actually be high scoring. But they outscore and outpace. I ain't know. Matter of fact, I don't think Cleveland scores that many points, and it's almost a hammer game. But I
See,
think
I want to retract my pick. I want to retract my pick because I don't think DTR is going to put up that many points. I got the Rams winning this game. I'm gonna change this. I got the Rams 27 to 27-17. 27-17. Yeah,
and
I'm gonna change that. 27-17 Rams.
this is what I'm saying. DTR ain't playing. It's Joe Flacco. So that's
No,
what I'm
no, no,
saying.
no, no, no. Oh, wait. I'm
Joe
sorry. Wait a minute.
Flacco was
Wait a minute.
starting. Joe
That's
Flacco
even
was
worse. That's
starting.
even worse. I apologize,
It's
folks. That's even worse.
Flacco.
I had a momentary lapse. Okay, 27-7, 27-16.
Man, I don't think the Browns get 10 points. And I
Wow.
think I think it starts getting away from them somewhere around mid third quarter. It starts getting away from them. And I think it gets to about 30 for the Rams to about 9 for the Browns. Yeah.
So listen.
30 to 9.
So this next game, folks, let's not stand on ceremony. We know what this is. My friends, we got to break out the real ambiance for this one. I mean, this is truly a back alley brawl, folks. Whew. In a 4 o'clock tilt, folks, we got the San Francisco 49ers traveling to the link to play the Philadelphia football Eagles. The Niners open as a -3. The line is 47.5. Talk to me, bro. The floor is yours. Talk to me on this one.
These are the days in this tri-state area that we live in that set our circumference ablaze. There are so many things to talk about.
I can hear the crowd already. That's them already. That's them already. I can hear them already.
So many things to talk about. So many legs to this game. So many people invested on both sides for so many various and obvious and overt and warranted reasons. When you have the Philadelphia Eagles, who was last year's NFC representative in the Super Bowl, who knocked out the San Francisco 49ers, who I thought played valiantly in spite of the circumstances that were set before them in the NFC Championship last game. It seemed like the Niner players cried about that a whole lot. If we had another quarterback, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Man, ain't nobody trying that bullshit because that offensive line couldn't stop me that day. With that being said, the Eagles go forth after triumphing over the 49ers, and they lose a very hard-fought, close game to the Kansas City Chiefs. And then they turn around and start crying about, oh, the field and the turf was slick. I'm like, come on, Eagles Nation. It's a lot of talk from both of y'all. So now I actually get to see the talk come to a fucking end. If there's any Philadelphia Eagles fans out there, chime in with us. You might get your face on here. If it's any San Francisco 49ers fans out there, chime in with us. You might get your face on. Because this is the game that I've been waiting for to be settled amongst all of the games this season, right here, this day, today, to shut up either of the nations from the bullshit crying they had talked about the losses they had got. This is because it seemed like San Francisco, like, oh man, if we had 17 quarterbacks, we would have won. Who gives a fuck, man? Your line sucked. And with them going forward, oh, the Eagles like, oh man, we would have won the Super Bowl and we'd have looked like we did against San Francisco if the field was better. Oh man, you lost to the fucking alien in Big Red. There's no motherfucking crying in that. But here today, with these two nations jawing at each other and frothing and going at it with each other, today it all stops. Today it comes to an end. Somebody got to win and somebody got to motherfucking lose. And today, I am picking the Philadelphia Eagles to pull out a close, probably the best game of the year, which it seems like the Eagles have played in the last 3 or 4 weeks in a row. They pull out another nail biter in a close and epic and probably a preview of another NFC championship game. But I think the Eagles pulled this one out to the tune of 28-27 with a last late field goal by the one Jake Elliott. It's going to be a doozy. Talk to him, Coach.
I think of certain words here when I think of this game. Retribution, payback, dominance. What we're looking at here are the two teams that feel as though the Super Bowl goes through them. The one thing I want the 49er Nation to do, listen.
Yo, hey man, pull your skirt down, B. I'm out. Yo, hey.
You've been waiting since last year for this game. I expect a team of that caliber, of that physicality, of that heritage and tradition and pride to go into Philly, because Philly will be waiting for you with brass knuckles, shanks, a wet field, home field advantage, saying, listen,
come on! I don't want to ramp with bumbo clot, me. Come on!
they're waiting for you in their house. In their house. They're screaming.
Come on! I don't want to ramp with bumbo clot, me. Come on!
They're begging someone to come. Knock us off. We here. 49ers, can you do it? You're fully staffed today. Fully staffed today.
No excuses. No excuses.
4 o'clock till the normal issues with the cross-country flight, playing a 1 o'clock game. It's not an issue today. Not an issue. You got a shiny new toy at defensive end too? Roll him out today. He's playing against a familiar opponent. 49ers, you are my Super Bowl pick. Don't disappoint me today, because that Eagles juggernaut is not playing around, whether by hook or by crook, small margin, large margin. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And the Eagles embody that. We're good most of the time, but we don't mind being lucky.
Hey,
shout out to Jalen Hurts. He makes it very hard to hate that team. I hate him, but that man is a class act. I'm talking about a class act. He is the perfect quarterback to play in that environment because he is unflappable. Because if you open the game in Philly and you have 2 drives with no scores, folks, you will start to hear it.
So.
Move this man!
And you know what he will do? You know what he'll do?
What's that? What did it do?
Listen,
That's what he'll do. Yeah.
and next thing you know, they'll run off 21 straight. Can you withstand that onslaught and that sort of confidence and that sort of swagger?
Mm.
49ers, I'm picking you today. In this titanic tilt. It's not going to be pretty, I don't think. It's not going to be a pretty game. This is going to be a fight. This is going to be a fight. I got the 49ers pulling this out to the tune of 23-20.
That's fair, good brother. I can see it going either way, man.
Teams, I just want y'all to deliver. Deliver my entertainment for the 4 o'clock slot.
Yes,
That's
yes.
all I'm asking for.
Please add up to the billing. Please be billed as, like I said, this is the game that I've circled on my calendar, and I don't even circle games. This is probably the only game that I circled due to what I thought was a lot of yapping. Like, a lot of
Oh,
yapping,
bro,
man.
this
A lot of
is
yapping, man. A
they are
lot of
they are
yapping.
firing up. Listen, I can go on social media right now and I can guarantee you 4 posts within a full scroll of back and forth trash talk lives. Today is the day. Today is the day. We're gonna let
Today
it
is the
breathe
day,
and
man.
we're gonna keep it moving. In the 8 o'clock tilt tonight, we got a peculiar game. And I say peculiar for this reason. We got the Chiefs traveling to Green Bay. The Chiefs are -6 and the line is 42.5. Now, I won't make the same mistake twice. I went absolutely batshit crazy last week, and I picked the Raiders to pull off an upset. I won't do that again. But what I will tell you is this game will cover, my friends. This game will cover. Give me the Chiefs. 28-24, surprisingly. 28-24. Jordan Love and Mr. Watson will have a good game. I got it a lot. I got it a close game. Chiefs pull it out. I don't mean pull it out. I think the Packers get a late score and to make it respectable. I think the Chiefs get out on them. The Chiefs seem to be that was not happenstance last week. That was an explosion. And that's the explosion that Andy Reid and that staff has been waiting for. I think something clicked with the young wide receivers. Rashee Rice had a monster game last week. Him and Patrick seem to be, that synergy is coming.
Mm-hmm.
So give me the Chiefs, but I think young Jordan Love has a nice game today.
It's no other marriage that I think that is more successful, that I believe more in than the alien Patrick Mahomes and my favorite football coach of all time, Andy Reid. When you put those two together, I don't care if you win big, you win small, you win significantly, you win with 13 seconds, you win with throwing, or you lose by you win by losing, but you're still hitting motherfuckers in the face mask, throwing balls horizontally. Those two guys put together, man, I believe in that. I swear I believe in that more than I believe in any other entity in the NFL. I will say it. I will speak it. I will shout it from the mountaintops. Those two guys will get it done. It does not matter that they have a defense that's playing pretty goddamn good ball. It does not matter that they have some young and inexperienced wide receivers that are just starting to look like now that they're rounding into shape. It is because I think the alien Mahomes and Andy Reid are better than everything else you can put in front of them most of the time. They will win most of the time because those are the two most important things to an organization to win football games on that day. They will pull out a victory, and I actually think they look a little bit better than what people think because I think they are now rounding into shape. I think last week wasn't a misnomer. Like you said, that was. Oh, I think that is a sign of things to come. And with these guys, I think they put up a nice amount of beans. I think they put up about 33 beans today. But I actually think because they're at home, and I actually think because last week Jordan Love, like, all right, I'm going to show you guys I can play a little bit. I think he actually shows up a little bit. And I don't think it's a runaway. And I think they actually are good for about 21 points on their end. But I think they lose, said 33-21. Kansas City in the L. In the Big Red.
And then Monday nights to end week 13, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at 5-6 traveling to Jacksonville. To play the Jacksonville Jaguars at 8-3. The line is 39.5, with Jacksonville opening as a minus 9.5. I believe that too, because you know what? Cincinnati stinks without Joe Burrow.
Yes, he do. Yes,
They stink without Joe Burrow, my friend. And if Cincinnati is smart, they'd probably be looking to the draft, a higher draft pick to bolster this offensive line and things of that nature to improve this team. Right now, that Joe Burrow injury could be a blessing in disguise, as it was a couple of years ago in his rookie season when he got injured. And they ended up having a pretty decent draft pick that netted them who? Who did it net them?
Joey B.
Oh, after they had Joey B.
Oh, I'm sorry,
And
Jamar Chase.
and it netted them Jamar
Sorry,
Chase.
Jamar
So
Chase. That's what
it would behoove them. I hate to use the word tank, but this ain't necessarily a bad situation they got going on here, because you definitely need some better protection around Joe Burrow. They get hammered today. I think they get violated today. I think and it's not the kind of violation you think. I think they don't put up too many points today. I think Jake Browning I think he struggles today. I think they may get 13, but I think they lose 27-13 or maybe 30-13. Yeah, 30-13. I think they get handled today.
Good brother, I am on your side because last week I was like, I'm not believing in this Jake Browning or Josh Browning experiment. I'm a firm believer in Joey B. And when you got Joey B there, you have a chance to win any football game you're playing, whether you're in Cincinnati or not. Like you said, the Super Bowl window is open while I'm here. That only is dependent upon your availability. Today you're not available. You guys ain't winning the Super Bowl today or this season. You're not winning the game tomorrow night. There is a premium on NFL starting quarterbacks. Joey B happens to be one of the better starting NFL quarterbacks, but there aren't 32. Excuse me, yes. There aren't 32 NFL starting quarterbacks that start right goddamn now. So when you lose a Joey B, man, there is a huge gap, a huge fall off, a huge talent deficiency to where we go to Jake Browning, and it's just not going to be enough. Trevor Lawrence is one of the guys who a lot of people seem to think has some generational talent at least, or if not at least some talent that you.
He's got to start to deliver, because you're starting to hear overrated chatter from him. So he's got to start to deliver your 325-yard, 3-touchdown days. He's got to string some of these together now.
Which is fair. He's done it, but it seems like it hasn't been consistent
It's so
enough.
few and far between.
Right. It hasn't been for I'm not going to say he's Justin Herbert. I'm not going to say that. But it seems like
I'll say this. With the amount of weapons that they put around him and the amount of and the offensive line help, I mean, you've got a stellar running back. They went out and got you Ridley. You've got Evan Ingram. You've got multiple wide receivers. You've got multiple linemen that they've signed to protect you. You've got to start. There's got to start to be some return on investment here. Right. So he's got to start delivering, and they're in prime position, because let's not forget they are 8. I mean, they're right there. They're 7-4. They're right there. This is you can start to gain some good cachet here in terms of going down this last stretch of the season. You got to show it now, Jacksonville. You got to show it now.
and this is what I'm saying. When it comes to Jacksonville, I think that they are pretty much right where they need to be. They may have lost a game that they shouldn't have lost. They may have won a game that they shouldn't have won, but they are right where they needed to be. And I think today, or excuse me, tomorrow night, I think that they win a game that they should win over a team that probably it would have been a better matchup and more stakes on the line if Joey B was there. But I just don't think Jake Browning can muster up enough against the Jacksonville Jaguars, in which I think Trevor Lawrence is playing good enough. I think he played better, but he's playing good enough. That he has, the
They're
right.
being served up a meatball here, folks. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah.
They're being served up a meatball
You
here. This is an opportunity.
to get right against a team that's going to fight you. Not a bottom feeder. Everything else is around is good except the quarterback. But I think Jacksonville wins to the tune of 28 to 9. But before we move on, did we lose him? Did we lose him? Oh, we just lost our guy. We just lost him. We just lost our guy. I was great to go to our guy. I wanted to see. He's an Eagles Nation big fan. I wanted to hear what he had to say about the Eagles 49ers and some picks he had today. Mike Knox, baby, come on back. You was there holding on with us, baby. I was going right to you. What you got to say, bro? What you got to say about
I mean, I
today?
think this week has some intriguing games, not as marquee as past weeks, but I think there are some pivotal games for certain teams. I think certain teams here are being served up meatballs, man, to do some things. And I'm looking for big responses from Pittsburgh,
Yes.
Jacksonville, as
Yes.
well as I'm not saying Houston is being served up a meatball, but that's a winnable game. That is a winnable game.
Yes, it is.
Miami on the road, they've got it. We put it this way: Miami has to start to gather some more good cachet from what they were experiencing in the beginning of the season. Some of that scuttlebutt about them being a Super Bowl contender has died down a lot. So this could be a week for them. If they struggle, then that chatter continues. But if they win in dominant fashion, that talk may start to come back.
Mm. I'm starting to hear Niner Nation chime in. They're talking about we will beat the Eagles by more than 7. 49ers will win by more than a touchdown. And that's why I had my guy Mike Knox on, man. We lost him, man. He was right there. Mike Knox, you can come back, man. This is what they said about your team today. You're gonna lose by more than a touchdown. And I don't think either team will win by more than a touchdown. You don't got to
I'm gonna
argue
say
whoever.
this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't be shocked if that happens because I got the Niners winning either way. But I just think it's going to be a close game because it's very difficult. It's very difficult to beat the Eagles because of how they play offensive football. We discussed this many times. They put constant pressure on you from the standpoint of if you're not generating enough offense on them, then they can still remain in their game plan. Once they cross the 40-yard line, they're in 4-down territory from the rip. From the rip. Their whole thing is worst case scenario, if it's 4-2, we'll get that. That's not a problem. You have to keep them in 4 and 5 situations. And depending on the situation, if the game is close, they're going for that.
Yeah.
You've got what teams have failed to do with the Eagles. Multiple teams have had them on the ropes, but unfortunately, I'll use this analogy in boxing. You may be winning on the scorecard, but you gotta beat the champ. You gotta knock the champ out. Nobody's been able to knock them out this year. Now, mind you, when I say champ, I don't mean champ because
Right.
the Chiefs are still a champ at this point. But the
Well, you can say
analogy,
NFC. You
you
can say
gotta
NFC
knock them
champ.
out.
You can
You
say
gotta
NFC
knock
champ.
Philly out. You
You can
cannot
say
simply drive the field and think that 3 points, multiple trips down the field will beat them. You've got to get 6. You've got to get 6, folks. 3 is not going to do it against this team. They have quick strike ability, and they believe wholeheartedly in the old Al Davis philosophy of throw it long. You're either going to get a touchdown, a big catch, a flag, or an incompletion. or it might get intercepted. There's a 75% chance that it turns out good for them.
What
It's tough to
what I
beat
would
that, man, when they're aggressive and disrespectful.
they're great. When you have a team that plays like the Eagles, it's hard to get them off of their game, like you said. When they get the ball, they play keep away most of the time. It doesn't matter if they are up or down. They're playing the same kind of style of ball. Keep away. It's incumbent upon you, like you said, to not score 3, but to score 7. And I would implore other teams to play keep away from them. They make it
Three
very
is not going to
hard.
win this game. Field goals
If
are
it,
not going to win this game. Niner
um,
Nation, field goals will not win you this game. You
I
have
would,
to score. You are going to have to score. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you've got to look upwards towards 30 points. You've got to look upwards. They have too much quick strike offense. They have the run game is too solid, and they have the intangible. They have a slippery. He is starting to enter alien territory as well, not just with his throws. I'm talking about his physical and mental stature and capability. You've literally got a running back playing quarterback, and he is seamless in doing so in beating you from the pocket. But when he starts to use his legs, woo, woo, rush discipline is a premium today, 49ers. Rush discipline. Maintain your lanes. You cannot, your ends cannot fire up the field past the QB, giving an out to the left or the right. You've got to maintain your rush lane discipline. You're going to have to depend more on your linebackers today. Luckily, you got Fred Warner, who's one of the best in the business, and being a coverage linebacker. That is going to be put to the test because the Eagles kill you in the intermediate routes as well as the long ball. It's a lot going into this game. There's a lot of small X's and O's that make up this game.
man, look, both of these teams can play a lot of different ways. The one thing that I can say that I have not seen and what I think will maybe be a factor. A lot of people have alluded to it, and I said, that's fair. We have seen Jalen Hurts play from in front. We've seen Jalen Hurts play from behind and be successful both ways. We've seen the Eagles defense show up and stop some things. We've seen the offense lead them. On the other side of the ball, we've seen Brock Purdy lead from in front and be successful. We've seen the defense hold them in games and be successful, and they win games that way. The one way that I have not seen the San Francisco 49ers be successful at winning is coming from behind with Jake Purdy having to throw balls that people know that you have to throw and complete, knowing they are passing downs. That's the only thing. I'm not saying that's a knock against him, because even to not get to those situations is a feather in your cap. Oh, I don't have to be behind or see what I have to be like from behind
The
because I'm
game
not
plan,
behind.
it does. Being behind compromises your game plan because now you're playing into weaknesses. The
Right,
49ers are, quote, they're a play action um, motion offense that predicates itself on precision.
right.
When you are forcing them to abandon the run game and go to more of a traditional passing game and obvious passing down, that is not their strength. Their strength, they can beat you in the air, but solely doing that is not their strength.
Now
They're
that's
much,
now.
they're far more dangerous being a front runner in this situation where they can still maintain their running game and their play action to get guys the misdirections and things of that nature to get guys like Debo the ball. They're predicated on getting their skill players the ball, and their yak and rack is insane. So listen, buckle up. This is a game today, folks, of epic. I just want it to deliver. I want it to deliver in the
Yes,
way that we've had multiple games deliver
yes.
that we expected to deliver this year. I just want the game to deliver. That's all I'm asking for. I'd like to be entertained. So with that being said, we appreciate everybody rocking out with us. This should be a stellar, another stellar week because there's always that game that comes along that we don't think is going to be an incredible one, and it dominates the red zone because it lights the scoreboard up. It's a slobber knocker. It's a battle. It is a knockdown, drag out. There's going to be one or two of those because it's the NFL. It always happens. Closing thoughts before we get out of here, bro.
Man, it's going to be a couple games that I'm really going to have my eye on. The Houston Broncos game, of course, the Eagles 49ers game. There's going to be a couple games that I'm looking at. Just the Lions and Saints game. I want to see if the Lions can take that leap and really show me who I think they are. But today, man, it's going to be something that's going to jump out at us like it always does. Like, oh, I did not see that shit happening. And we're going to be talking about that as well, man. So
Right.
I'm just going to be open and wide open. And I'm going to put my picks in and hopefully I can
I
get
can
them.
dig it. I can dig it. Absolutely. 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 So listen, man, once again, man, Live Legends, One Take Titans, man. It's the Fire Nice Experience. It's your boy P, world famous, the man y'all know and love, Fresh Fire. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Hey, get over to YouTube, man. Don't take nothing to hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Peep us out. Give us your input. Jump on, man. We love to have the fans on here. Give us your intake. We want that rabid fan experience because that's what we about, that authenticity, that rawness. Get at us. We'll be back with y'all Tuesday night. We actually might be back with y'all tonight, as a matter of fact. Maybe we might have a special tonight.
We are coming tonight, man.
Yeah, we might have a
Something
special tonight with the Concert Crew podcast. Shout out to them brothers. Huge 49er fans, freaks. I hope you're not in a sour mood tonight. You know what I mean? Because of the Niners. We'll see how that goes. But big music talk tonight, man. Big debate. We're gonna get it in because that's what we do here on the Fire Nights Experience. We're gonna partner up with the Concert Crew podcast. So tune in tonight. We will be we very well may be live broadcasting that. It'll be some interesting debate because there's been a lot going on in hip hop, a lot of talk, and we'll dive into that later on tonight. I'm pretty sure they have some extremely great topics to discuss, some things that we can go into. But this here's football. We worship the sport of football here. Sunday Tabernacle Fresh. Take us out of here. We out of here, folks.
Yes, we are.